Getting kind of windy. Oh, high bush cranberry. I'm not stopping for that one. I'll never get where I'm going. Common milkweed. I had to stop. The high bush cranberries are only 50 feet back down the trail. The pods are edible when they're still young and hard and firm. The shoots are edible when they're very young, maybe only 6 inches high. You can eat those kind of like you would asparagus. And once this plant dries out, these stems, these main branches will turn black usually, and they stand out pretty good in the fall and winter, and they make excellent cordage. Really fine white cordage, really good stuff. But you know, that's just another part of it. Learning to identify wild edibles, it's not just about food, it's about medicine, and it's about utility purposes like cordage and wood carving and stuff like that. You know, making baskets, whatever it may be. If you're into primitive skills, or if you're into survival or preparedness or anything like that, it's good to be able to use your hands and make useful items. I mean, a basket is a very useful item. And back in the old days, Native Americans, they could weave baskets so well that they were watertight, and they could actually carry water in a woven basket without adding any pine resin or anything to it. They just knew how to weave so well that they could make that weave so tight that it would hold water. And to me, that's what I find fascinating. It's those skills that have been lost, that really don't seem that cool, I guess. You know, everybody wants to learn how to flint knap and make knives. You know, I see a lot of these valuable skills getting lost, and everybody seems to be focusing on the cool stuff like flint knapping, making traps, and you know, hunting type stuff or killing type stuff. And that's just not what it's about to me. I am a hunter and I'm a fisherman. I hunt and kill every day, but I don't get joy in killing. What I get joy in is being able to go out and harvest food for free. And whether that be an animal, a fish, or a plant, it's all the same to me. And I show them all the same respect. I don't just go out and hack down every single milkweed I find, and I don't go through the woods and shoot and kill every squirrel I find and leave it lay on the ground. I think that's disrespectful, and I don't know, I would just like to see more people start respecting nature more, and in doing so respect themselves more too, because I think we lose respect for ourselves and each other when we start disrespecting nature and just looking at it as a game or something fun to do without considering the resource, or without considering the feelings that an animal might have if it loses its partner or whatever. I guess if I could do anything with my channel, it would be to get people to quit focusing on money so much and just start focusing on being able to get out and use this stuff for free. But there's goldenrod. A lot of people think this causes hay fever. It doesn't. The pollen is too heavy. It falls to the ground before it blows through the air. You can use this to make a tea. It gets little galls on it that have a little grub in there that is great for ice fishing. Right next to it is Phragmites reed. These dry seed heads work great for making fire. That's probably the best flash tinder there is. And right across the way from the Phragmites reed is more hazelnut, young ones. So in a few years, this might be a big stand where I can harvest some hazelnuts. Growing right in that is some wild grape. Probably not wild grape, but it's wild now. And growing right next to that, I don't recall the name of this, but it gets berries that look just like grapes, but they have a bright red stem, so you got to be careful when you're harvesting wild grapes that you don't get these, because they grow right in with each other. And there's another plant called, I believe, moonflower, that looks like a grape you got to watch out for, and it'll grow right in with the grape, so you got to be careful. Common teasel. They used to use these heads to tease the wool fabric to fluff it up. And this plant has some other uses as well. I can't recall offhand what they are, but it's an easy plant to identify by those seed heads. There's really nothing else that looks like it. More willow. I don't know what variety of willow this is, but all the willows have one thing in common, and that is very flexible branches that are very easy to weave into baskets, fish traps, floor mats, you name it. There's over 70 species of willow in Michigan, and a lot of them crossbreed. So even for experts, which I'm not an expert, it can be hard to distinguish the exact species of a willow. But all you really need to know is that it is a willow and that the branches are really flexible and it is really good for weaving. Also, the willow wood is pretty smoke-free, so if you want a smoke-free fire, use willow wood. Sometimes Latin names can be useful to help you remember a plant, and this tree is a good example. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments and support.